right back here on SportsLine here on News Channel 5 Plus. Jon Burton with you until the top of the hour. And as we said, going into break, college basketball season right around the corner. It'll be here before you know it. What a great time of year. Hockey getting ready to ramp up. The Predators open the regular season a week from Thursday. They'll be at home at Bridgestone Arena against the Kraken. They're actually playing an exhibition game tonight as we speak. And, of course, Nashville SC making their push for the MLS playoffs. Titans well underway, college football season. Before you know it, college basketball will be there as well. As Jerry Stackhouse begins year number 3 as head coach of the Commodores. And you look at where this team was in his first year, a lot of holdover from the Bryce Drew era. Well, Stack has went and revamped and retooled this roster. 8 new players on this year's team. And the good news, maybe the best news of all, his star point guard, Scottie Pippen Jr., deciding to take his name out of consideration for the NBA draft to come back for at least one more year over at Vanderbilt. So the Commodores, they made a good push towards the end of the season, played some really good ball, looking to take that momentum into this year and really start to compete in the SEC. They've got a good non-conference schedule, and they hope to be ready once SEC play rolls around. Here now, the third year, entering his third year as head coach of the Vanderbilt Commodores men's basketball team, former NBA star Jerry Stackhouse.
They're picking up things well. Our guys are doing really well. We got a nice core nucleus of guys that have been around with Scotty, Jordan, Quentin, Trey, and Miles. So we got a good, guys that understand what we're trying to do and what we're doing. But our new guys, Gabe Dorsey, Taryn Frank, Shane Zoney, they're picking up things really well.
It seems like you're looking for a good mix of perimeter shooters as well as a good inside presence.
Yeah, I mean, we're still, obviously, Liam is still out right now, but, I think with him and Q, Q's done a really good job of, holding the fort down until we get Liam back out there, but we're excited to get him back on the floor. He will be a presence not only on the post for us, but he can really shoot the basketball from the perimeter as well, so it gives us that option of playing inside out with our 5, which we like. But our guys are getting the rhythm and understanding the continuity of where we want to get our shots from, but really it's about our defense right now. And really our transition defense, getting back and making sure that, making teams play against our half-court set. We feel like we can be pretty stout in our half-court defense if we can control the transition part of it first.
You guys played some pretty good ball down the stretch last year. Is it a matter of trying to take that momentum into this year?
Yes, I mean, I think that's, it's key. We feel like we've gotten better every year as the season's going on. We just want to, I think now we got, a nucleus that know what they're doing so we can get off to a little better start. I think that's the key for us because it's we got a good non-conference schedule. We want to, we really, went out and had some really good games in the non-conference to try to prepare us for SEC play. But we're excited about where they are right now. We had a really good summer. A couple guys got banged up at the end of the summer with little hammies and stuff, but everybody's healthy now. We're getting Tyron Lawrence. He'll be back, at some point, later this week or early next week. And we're looking to get Liam in the mix probably hoping in another week or 2 as well.
Is that a push for Liam?
Yeah, I mean, we're just being extra cautious with that. When you get a 7-footer that weighs 260 pounds, we're gonna make sure that thing is all good and well. Even after that, I mean, a lot of his conditioning and pounding that we're doing now, we probably try to have that in the in the pool or doing some things like that just to keep him off of it as much as possible, so we can have him ready for the season and even more importantly, like I said, he's going to be huge for us in the SEC play. If there's a game or two that we feel like we could save him in the non-conference, we're just going to be smart with that. And again, we don't want any setbacks. Things are going well, progressing well. We're excited about where things are. I saw him running in the pool, yesterday, and so it's like I had a big smile on my face. So I know he's going to be back on the hardwood pretty soon.
How's that going to change your defense when you have a guy like that? You haven't really had a big center like that necessarily.
Yeah. I think it should be really good for us, man, because like we're going to rotate around him. Like now, when we didn't really have a lot of size, everybody kind of had to rotate and cover for each other. We're going to, a guy that average, 2.5 block shots in the Big Ten. We're going to send him to try to block everything, and then we'll cover up around him. So I think that'll be big for us. But again, like I said, he's a guy that not only can play on the post, but the fact that he can space out on the floor is going to be good for our three-point shooting as well. And it's going to allow our penetrators to get downhill and hopefully get more opportunities at the free throw line. I like to see us get to the free throw line a little bit more this year than we did in the past.
Yes. In your non-conference schedule, you schedule a lot of really good mid-major teams. What was kind of your reasoning for scheduling those games, and what are you hoping to get out of them?
Well, we want to play really good teams, so it's because teams that it's that number. We have like a number of things that we got to go by to try to make sure we make our requirements for the SEC. But we want teams that it's strategic. A lot goes into scheduling. Like I think we had a schedule. We had like teams like Davis, who runs a lot of Princeton offense. Those are teams we want to see the first couple games in the season. And I wish I could go back and find whoever scheduled those games for us. But no, it's just we won't mind. We don't mind playing anybody, but we like to play those teams a little bit later on in the season. In part of the non-conference, so when you have a little bit more feel of who you are and how to guard different things. But we're excited about where we are and what our schedule looks like. We want some real tests. I'm not one of those that feels like we have to try to go 11-0 or 10-0 in the non-conference. We want to test to where, okay, we can go back and look at some things that we need to get better at, because with our conference and how deep our conference is, we'll be able to make up those numbers by going in and winning conference games the way we hope we can.
I know you said you don't want to play them early, but even then, it's still good to see a Princeton offense, because that's something you may see in March.
Oh yeah.
That you have less time.
Just the timing of it. Like I said, we're not saying that we don't want to play. We just don't want to play when you don't have all of your stuff in. When you got a young team the way we've had in the past, we just inherit a team, and we had someone that had a connection, and all of a sudden we got a game against a team that is now that we're able to go in strategically, put games where we need to be. Still, very good teams. The VCU, the Winthrops. These are teams that have, were conference and were tournament teams last year. So we wanted those guys on the schedule, but I think we have them placed. Teams that play matchup zones, teams that play 1-3-1. You want those teams on the conference because Ole Miss, that's what they're going to do to you. So we try to go in and have games in our non-conference that are going to prepare us well for our SEC opponents.
Jordan was saying that he's ready to flip 2, 3, or 4. Where do you plan on using him? Do you put him maybe run?
We play kind of positionless offense. The only real positions at the point guard and the 5. Everybody else, the guys that can handle and do different things the way Jordan can. He's been a playmaker for. We're just looking for him to be a little, just more consistent. He's gotten better and better each year at doing that. But I think there's another level of consistency for him as far as on the defense. I think he's a really good defender. Offensively, been a playmaker for us. But I think he can get his hands on more balls as an offensive rebounder for. Those are the things that we're trying to encourage him to do more of it. But he is a selfless teammate, a selfless player that's going to do whatever we ask of him.
Yeah, like along the lines of 2 through 4 being open, how do you view the battle at the 4, considering you can play almost anyone there?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's something that we haven't really had, where it's been a healthy competition outside of, probably our top 7 or 8. I think now we can legitimately say that we got 11, 12 guys that are legitimately competing for time, and not every one of them is a scholarship guy. Like, Graham Carson has come in and made shots. He's not in awe of any of these guys. He played at a high level in college and in high school in Charlotte. He was a kind of all-conference, all-state type player. So he's coming in and pushed our guys. So I think that's the key. When you really got healthy competition throughout those first 10, the hierarchy kind of established themselves. Nobody's penciled in for anything. I'll say maybe one guy. 2, if you maybe add Lim. Rodney Chapman has come in and gave us a component that we haven't had of just being able to get in the ball and dog the ball defensively. He's known for shutting down around some folk across the SEC. So hopefully he brings that same presence to our team, and I think that's just going to be a huge benefit for Scotty, not having to be the head of the snake defensively, where he can not coast, but he can save a little bit more energy for the offensive end when he can play in the backcourt with someone like Rodney.
How relieved were you when you heard he was coming back?
Oh man, it goes beyond words, really. I mean, yes, when you have someone that just he knows the offense. I forget some things, and he remembers it. So he just knows what we're doing inside and out. So we just want to try to help him. There's still growth in his game too. I mean, he still makes plays as a 20-year-old sometimes, and we got to try to continue to help him get better, improve his game. But he's still a Player of the Year candidate in our league, and possibly an All-American candidate as far as the country goes. So we feel good about that, but not losing sight that he still has growth as well. He's not a finished product, and we got to make sure that we pour into him as a developing player and not just a guy that we're looking at to save us. We don't have any saviors, but we do have enough in our locker room to accomplish some big things this year, I feel.
Obviously, he's got a dad who's one of the greatest players in the NBA.
Pedigree helps, man. Pedigree helps.
But did he lean on you at all to help make the decision or help guide him in the right way?
Yeah, I mean, we supported him. I think you asked him, maybe you guys talked to him, but I felt like we supported him the best way that we could. When he wanted to try to go and test the waters, we supported him. We went out and saw him when he was working out in Miami. When he went out to LA, we went and visited with his family, went and worked out, went and watched his workouts and everything, just to let him know that, man, we're supporting you, and if something comes about and you feel like this, you fall up in the first part of the draft, then we're there. But if that's not the case, then come back and let's do something special, because we are, that's a reset. When you lose a primary ball handler, your primary, quarterback of what you're trying to do, to have to reset that table. Obviously, we had to plan for it. That's why we went out and signed Rodney, a guy who has won a ton of games in college. But now I just think it makes us that much better to have two guys that have that experience and that will to win. That's what we've been missing a little bit. So we're great guys. I mean, we have some great guys on our roster, but I think now we're starting to have a few dogs, and I'm excited about that.
How do you think you did on the grill the other day?
Oh man, I don't know. I can't judge that. You got to ask the people. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of fun. A lot of the fans came. I looked around there, man. I thought we were having, some type of soup line or something going on.
There you go, Jerry Stackhouse, head coach of the Vanderbilt men's basketball team. Quick timeout. We're back with more after this.